Indeed, 24 hours is a long time in politics, a week is a long time in politics, especially in the context of the fragility of the issues that were confronting the Partido Popular and the judgment of the Spanish court that was relevant in that respect.
What does this mean for Gibraltar in terms of Brexit negotiations?
Well, I think people in Gibraltar understand the different ideological position that has been taken historically by Partido Popular and by PSOE in relation to Gibraltar. PSOE have been in government before in Spain, and we have had some very difficult periods with PSOE governments in Spain. There's been a lot of hardship suffered in Gibraltar as a result of periods when frontier flow has not been as it should be, even with Partido Socialista governments in Spain. But there have also been times when PSOE have been more engaged in the context of Campo de Gibraltar and Gibraltar politics, and I sincerely hope that the opportunity that is now there is taken up by those who are now going to form the Spanish government to move to a different level of engagement in the context of Brexit, but more generally in the context of the relationship between Gibraltar and Spain. That's why I've written today to Pedro Sanchez to congratulate him on his assumption of the post of President of the Spanish government, Prime Minister in Spain, and saying that the people of Gibraltar and the government of Gibraltar extend the hand of dialogue and cooperation and understanding for the purposes of ensuring that we have the opportunity to engage more positively with our neighbour.
Is there an element of frustration on your part, given that you appear to be getting somewhere with Senor Dastis and now you might have to start all over again?
There's absolutely nothing in the way of frustration for the Gibraltar government in this process. We are very open and transparent in the way that we have set out our position publicly as to where our red lines are. We're not going to take a position in private which is different to our public position. We're not going to allow bilateral negotiations in relation to Gibraltar or any part of Gibraltar. We're not going to allow bilateral negotiations about Gibraltar Airport. You might have seen reports about that, but those are just not true. And therefore, the government of Gibraltar will continue with a steady and clear position. The government of the United Kingdom and the government of Gibraltar have been saying for some time, certainly in all the time that I've been in office, that we continue to strongly support the Trilateral Forum for Dialogue. We will see whether there are possibilities of going back to that or other mechanisms which deliver the same security for Gibraltar in the context of a wider engagement with Spain, and we will see what this means in the context of the next 10 months and the Brexit negotiations.
You say you've written to Mr. Sanchez today. Have you spoken to him at all in the last few months before he was the president of the Spanish government?
I don't think it would be in anybody's interest for the Chief Minister of Gibraltar to talk about the contact he has with other European leaders. We are all members of the socialist family, and I think it's important that the Chief Minister of Gibraltar tries to exploit all the leverage that he can to ensure that Gibraltar's position is understood throughout the world, and in particular throughout the European Union. But you're not going to draw me on who I've spoken to or who I haven't spoken to, otherwise I'll just have you reading me a list of European politicians and asking me to say yay or nay to each.